Okay, so this video is a list of all of the RDA bases that are story related that historically, if you interact and clear them early, there have been a history of minor glitches. So with the fact that I'm hearing that a bunch of people have gotten this game for the holidays, yay, and so we have a whole bunch of new players, I thought I would put this out. Historically, if you clear certain RDA bases before the story gets you there, there have been some glitchiness related to it. So this video is going to point out the ones that my notes reminded me have story related quests associated with them and to steer clear. If I miss one, please put it in the comments so that other people can like scroll through the comments and go, did she miss any? And add it to their list of things to avoid. But the big ones in Kinglor Forest, during the Eye of Eywa, you are going to come across Gas Harvester Alpha. The story is going to bring you to this RDA outpost, and so I would steer clear of this one until the storyline gets you there, but the storyline's pretty early. I think it's like level 8 or 9 is when you get here. It'll be the first big one that you even really attempt normally. So stay away from that one until the story gets you there. And then Hydro Oil Extractor Alpha is another one that is story related. It's part of pushing back. And I'll put a list of all these in the description as well, so you can just go there and copy and paste them into your notes. But this one is part of pushing back, so you're going to want to stay away from that one. This one is entirely optional as far as whether or not you want to stay away from or not. There was one playthrough that I did where I didn't bother with this one because it was just so far out of the way. And eventually Priya called me and said, hey, Kady's stuck in like the control room. Can you go free her? So basically it's just sort of optional. If you clear the base without Priya calling you, it's not, you're not going to affect anything. It's not going to go wrong. But if you wait, I think you can free an RDA soldier that wants to defect to the resistance over. So it's ever so slightly different. It's kind of fun. But if you clear it early, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. It's not going to affect anything in the storyline. So that one's just sort of optional. I just threw it in there because it was something I remembered. But okay, so those are the main ones for Kinglor Forest. And then obviously, completely optional. Not that one. This one. Completely optional, but you can clear this one early. I'm going to throw this in here, go the other way around. It is a level 20, but people have been known to clear it early. Those of you out there that enjoy a crazy-ass challenge like to do this one early. It is doable at an early stage. And there is no negative effects to the storyline if you go here. So have fun with Laser Aura Processor Alpha. Okay. Upper Plains. So in Upper Plains, where are we? Let me get my bearings. There are a couple of smaller, not those. There's a couple of made up camps in here that I don't think even spawn in, but they're really early in Upper Plains. They're not an RDA installation. They are not a base. They're not like that. So I don't think you'll have any issue with them. And then there's the Lodge. This is part of the Lodge quest, and you will come here and clear this out. So I would wait until they send you here, but if you stick to the story missions, this is pretty early in Upper Plains. If you get distracted and start doing like all this other stuff, it could be a while before you get here. So I would stay away from the hunting lodge because this is story related. And then Extractor Plant is sort of like the final fight in the area. It's part of combined forces. And odds are I don't think you can even get in it anyway. But I'm just going to throw that out there. If you spend a lot of time trying and wondering why, this is part of the end of Act 2. So you're going to want to stay away from that. Don't worry. Don't waste your time because you're not really going to get in anyway. So that is what I have on the list for Upper Plains. For Clouded Forest, you want to stay away from Gas Extractor Plant Bravo. It is part of the A New Plan quest, which will bring you here that you'll need to do some stuff here and then go back and do some other stuff. So stay away from that one until the story. But that's like the second or third quest in this area. So you'll do that one pretty early, so I wouldn't worry about that one. And then Hydro Oil Extractor Bravo is part of a side quest called the Gentle Giant. And if you clear this before the Gentle Giant, there have been reports of it sort of glitching out. So I would wait and hold off on this one until you get the Gentle Giant, which is a side quest which is right across the river here. So when you start to see that quest, go do the Gentle Giant, and then that'll clear Hydro Oil Extractor Bravo. And then there's a couple of things that it's been a year since I've played it, but odds are there's not much of anything here. Anyway, for this one, ultimately when the story leads you here, you end up going inside, but there's a little bit of stuff outside to do. So I would sort of stay away from anything that's blue, like it has a blue light on it, like Eywa's Regard, that's an RDA location, and Aerial Defense Station, and Defense Station, like these little things. These are story related, but I don't think they're very well populated until that story. And they might not even like sort of truly spawn in until you get there. But I think that's about it. Those are the big ones in the main story to stay away from. Everything else, feel free to clear. Because I don't think, according to my notes, those were the big ones to stay away from. Again, if I missed one, if you're watching this and you're like, hey, she didn't mention blah, blah, write it in a comment. Let people know. Let me know that I missed one so I can like update the list. So, all right. So there you go. Enjoy the hell out of the game, and there you go.